After Macho Man Austin chopped down a tree with a sword, I knew that he was the only man I could trust to abusively test objects. Well, today I have an axe that I need him to test. But first, I have to find him. Macho Man Austin, I need you to test my axe.
You call this an axe?
Yeah?
I accept your challenge.
So basically what we have here is this Sheffield multi-tool thing.
Baby axe.
I bought this my first year down at college because I saw it at Walmart and thought it was funny. And I've never used it, but give us a rundown on the tools real quick.
So, obviously it's clear we have a hammer, an axe, we have different size, I guess maybe 1 or 2 sizes of, like a wrench,
Yeah.
like a socket of some sort. We have a knife, butter knife. We have a big saw. We have what looks like
Fish scaler.
fish scaler. We have a little bit like 2-inch measurement.
Flathead screwdriver on the end.
Yep, flathead screwdriver. Then we have a normal Phillips screwdriver. If I can get that out. That's it. And a can opener. And that's the multi-tool.
Alright. Well, we have some nails here.
Let's see what we can do.
Let's flip this around.
Let's get hammered. Okay. Surprisingly not hating it. Never mind. Hand-eye coordination is key. Not hand-ass coordination. So it's not terrible for the hammer. I mean, granted, this is an old piece of wood that's not very good. Let me take out a nail and try something else. Decent. Like, it's not got any scuffs on it, as you can tell. No scuffs, no deformations in the hammerhead, which is a good sign. You have to be very consistent. It takes a little more concentration than a normal hammer because you have this much head and then it's basically hitting something that's like a quarter the size. So you have to focus a little more, but it's not terrible. Like, if you needed to, you can. Would I recommend it? No, get an actual hammer. Be a man, not a wussy. And now, let's move on to the baby axe.
Let's do it.
And now we're going to see how sharp it is. After that, butter knife. Absolutely not sharp whatsoever.
How are those ergos?
Surprisingly not terrible, but it's a bit blocky. It's heavy for the size, because it's a multi-tool. Definitely not sharp. No. It's barely done anything. Hasn't even cut through one. So, that's how dull it is.
But you know what? Maybe as an axe.
Maybe it'll chop.
Shall we go find some firewood?
Let's find out.
That should be manageable for a hatchet.
Any normal size hatchet would cut this up no easy because it's dead. It's should be easy to cut through. Let's find out with our turd tool. Gosh. Since it's being so small, you can't actually get a good swing because it's like punching the pieces of wood.
We need something smaller, don't we?
Yeah. That's it. Starting to get more and more uncomfortable the more I swing it. These tools are starting to dig in my hand.
Since it's so short, you have like no leverage.
Yes, there's absolutely no leverage, so I don't have enough momentum like in the head to swing it to actually get force. And plus it only being like 4 inches long. So when I get up, actually get a whole handle on it, I'm basically punching the piece of wood. So in order for me to get a good swing, I have to go back to the very end in order to get a decent swing. Well, anyways,
There it is.
if you really needed to,
Uh-oh, do we have play in the head?
got a bit of wiggle.
Well, it's only fastened. Let's show them how it's fastened in there.
So, they're not even rivets.
They're pins.
They're basic pins.
And
Now the blade has play this way and this way.
And the axe is basically freestanding.
Yeah, it's not got anything else to support it. Just these two like sheet metal pieces holding it together.
Well, obviously, it's not a camp hatchet.
No, I mean, if you really, really didn't have anything else, like not even a spoon, sure.
Well, that's like, if you don't have anything, you wipe with your hands, but you don't want to.
Exactly, you're not going to want to, but if you really do need to, you can. It'll take forever, but it's possible.
Well, maybe if it's not a camp axe, it's a throwing tomahawk.
Let's find out. Small pieces. That video. You'll love that one. Alright. Now we're going to test the throwing turd. See if it works. Let's see. I'm going to throw it for a minute. That's a bit. Oh, another thing we'll be able to check and see if the tool's open up after throwing it.
We'll have to test the tools after this.
Exactly. See if it actually works if you had junk like stuff in there or whatever. I'm gonna yeet the life out of it now.
Oh, I can hear that from here.
Okay. We have a gap showing up right here where there wasn't one.
Uh-oh.
There's that. Now let's see.
3 more throws.
I actually cut the part on this Ponderosa. Whoop. But it did a little slicey right there.
It can cut bark. Yay!
But it won't stick. Not so yay. Okay. That was the tip. It went in, but it didn't stick. Alright. One more
throw.
Quite a bit loose. Surprisingly, there's no. It's blunt. It's so dope.
Well, let's test the tools. So we're ready to test those tools?
Sure. Let's see how bad they are. I mean, how good they are.
Got a little bit of a problem with your wood there?
They didn't even glue it that well.
That is what disappointment looks like, people.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they all come off if you just give a little bit of a pry on them. Like I was just looking at it and then I was like, huh. Oops. Oh well. Let's test the tools. Let's test the knife, if I can get it out first. I mean, you can get them out, but they're a little stiff. Let's see. Oh. Better than the axe. Not a whole lot better. Dull as butt cheek. Yeah, it just ripped those last ones. It didn't even cut them.
Well, I got some cardboard behind you.
Let's see what it does. Let's see if we can cut this off.
Without flashing my address everywhere. I know, I'm going to be picky like that.
Your address isn't on there, don't worry. They can't tell.
Oh, good.
I cut that off with the sword.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's not terrible, but it's not good. It's a bit bad. So it cuts cardboard, but it rips rope. So, decent. All right, next tool. I mean, it is better than the axe, so ain't bad. Next tool is the saw. Let's see how it does against a previously live tree. Let's give it a good old wallop. It's so awkward because that pokes you. It's not soft. Oh. It's not very good. It's got no raker, so it doesn't pull sawdust out. A normal saw has to have rakers. This just has teeth that are all pointed backwards. So all the junk gets stuck, causes it to not want to move.
Score 1 out of 10 for the saw.
Yeah. And that's being very generous. I mean, it cuts. Better than the knife.
Okay, so what would you give the knife?
Like a 2.
The saw?
Like a 4. The axe?
Yeah, what would you give the axe?
A 1.
Okay, alright.
Now, okay, let's see. Now we have our flathead screwdriver and our Phillips head screwdriver.
Well, we also have our fish together, but we don't have any fish here. We have a ruler, so let's measure our dicks.
Let's see if we can at least... Let's scrape some bark off with it. I mean, it's almost like scales. Not really, but... I mean... For that purpose, it's fine.
Not sure why you want to do that, but
I'm
okay.
not sure why, but... Since we don't have fish, we'll call that a fish tree. So...
That's a thing now, guys. Fish trees. Let's go screw something.
I like that. Now we're going to see if we can... The screwdriver part works. It's clearly not a... This is awkward. All those fails improvised. No, it's either this isn't a sharp axe, because you cut yourself a lot using this. Hold that tool if you want to careful. Damn, Doug. This is Crappy screwdriver. So that's
That's the flathead.
a pain in the neck.
Scale of 1 to 10.
It's probably it's a good screwdriver, but in this concept, it's like a 2. Because of the axe making it so hard. Good lord. Gap moving. I'll give that a 3 as well, because it's not very effective. I mean, as you can tell, it's not very defined for its Phillips part. Like, it just kind of...
Oh yeah, it's very rounded.
not very well defined at all. So I give it about a 3 because it can work if you really need it to, but you're not going to get very far if you have to screw something in with either one of those tools.
Well, are you ready for your final conclusions?
Yes.
So what have you discovered?
It's a piece of shit.
So we've accomplished a lot today, video-wise.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
But, do we think about this thing?
Don't.
Yeah, you guys probably just better not.
I mean, if you were to cut, for one, there's not enough leverage and there's not enough weight for it to actually be a good hatchet. The knife is dull. The saw doesn't get rid of the sawdust like you need with like a normal chain saw or like a saw in general. So all it does is get gunked up. Not very good. I mean, we weren't able to test it on fish, so I don't know for sure, but on the tree it did fine. So that's probably the best tool. Is just
there we go.
But the screwdriver, the flathead, and the Phillips both didn't perform like I would want in a multi-tool. The Phillips being more round and not actually having like defined edges to fit inside of like a normal screw. And the same with the flathead. They don't work that well. So if you're going to go with a multi-tool, go with like a higher end pair of pliers. You'll be better off.
Yeah, go with a Leatherman. You know, they say a multi-tool is a jack of all trades, master of none. It does a broad variety of things fairly well, but it doesn't do anything great. This thing
doesn't do anything great.
Doesn't do anything at all.
I mean, it's cool to buy and just to have, like as a conversation piece, sure, or like, you know, like a cool little...
Like when I bought it, I was like, oh wow, I've never seen an axe that small as a multi-tool.
Yeah, which is, it's a cool tool, I'll give it that. But when it comes to actually being useful, no. I would say this is not a tool.
I'm pretty sure the designers are like, oh, let's make a multi-tool hatchet. Whoa, don't know what's going on with our lighting here. Let's make a multi-tool hatchet. That sounds like a great idea. And then they just didn't think about anything else after that.
Because for one, you have a tiny head. And you can't do a whole lot with that. Like, you can't cut kindling, because if I was to cut something that was like a 2x4...
Even like this, even.
I mean, this is not even a 2-inch blade.
No. So I guess the question is, who is this made for? No idea, but no one should buy it.
It's made for collectors who don't use tools. Yeah. That's basically what it amounts to. Because this is the tool you're going to get to look at and be like, oh, that was cool, but you're not going to use this. Because, for one, you can buy hammers for like $1 that are way better than this. Hatchets for the same price that can do way more than this. And the same with tools. You can buy a toolbox for like, you can buy cheap tools that are going to outperform this no matter what.
Exactly.
So, I'd be better off just buying different tools altogether and not one of these.
Well, that's going to be a wrap, both on this video and on today's
filming.
Yeah, filming. We did a lot of filming today. Hopefully we'll get Austin back on the channel soon.
Sometime soon, hopefully.
We don't get to see enough of each other.
Yeah.
At all. we grew up together, and now
Hopefully that'll change within the few months.
I know.
So
I mean, look at us. We're so boring now. You're a responsible husband. I'm a
this is awful. Being a grown-up
studious
sucks.
student. It's awful.
Being a grown-up sucks. I don't
But
like it.
one day we'll get out here, and we've got a whole lot of stuff.
We've got
to do.
we've got more ideas planned for future videos with both of us in them. So.
Exactly.
More destruction.
More destruction,
Of course.
for sure. And yeah, hopefully just a good time. I guess that's it.
Yep, that's a wrap to a pretty darn good day, I say.
I've been getting whoa.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I've been Gideon.
I've been Austin.
Adios.
Peace.